What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Last night was another solid night. So, we have won the last two in a row. After winning we won three in a row. We were going for our fourth and ended up losing. And then now we've won another two in a row. We're going for three in a row tonight at greenlightdfs.com. Join the squad. Let's get it. Come streak with us. Let's go ahead and streak through the weekend. Also, big bounce back for NFL weekend. Last NFL weekend was a struggle for us. Should mean bounce back this week. So excited for NFL. UFC. A beautiful UFC card tomorrow. Excited for that as well. We've been dominating UFC as well. So just get involved, greenlightdfs.com. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. So first and foremost, let me start the video off by saying drop a like down below, comment anything in the comment section, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Prize pick of the day. Last video I did, we smashed our prize pick. I mean, that's to be expected. Today, once again, I feel pretty locked in on this one. All right. The prize pick of the day is DeJounte Murray over 7.5 assists. Now, the dude's been averaging 9.3 assists a game over his last 10. All right? Earlier this season against this Brooklyn Nets team, he got 12 assists. On top of that, he has gotten over the 7.5 assists that is on Prize Picks. 12 out of his last 13 games or something like that. Let me get you the exact numbers real quick. The exact numbers for that for DeJounte Murray is he has gotten, let me make sure I give you the exact number for this. He has gotten over the 7.5 assists in 13 of his last 15 games. So I would say the odds are pretty damn high for DeJounte Murray to clear that 7.5. And I'm excited for that one. So that's my lock prize pick of the day. Obviously, I'm going for another 5 pick. I'm going for a big dog tonight on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Cam_ATL. I'm going to do another prize picks giveaway 5 pick. If they hit, I'll be giving $100 away to one retweeter over there. I'll announce that once I get the prize picks done for the day. I will post them on Twitter, and then I'll announce the giveaway, and you can retweet that post. All right? So let's go ahead and get straight into the high five for today, ladies and gentlemen. Greenlight Optimizer is updated with my projections for the day, and this is a juicy, nice, beautiful size slate. Let's get straight to it, man. All right. So first and foremost, let's sort point per salary. Let's look at value today. All right? Let's look at value. Now, Donovan Mitchell's still out. Joe Ingles will be starting. He's still only 4-2. In my opinion, he is the best value play so far that we have on this slate. We don't have a ton of amazing, oh my God, that's a lock value so far. All right? But in my opinion, Joe Ingles getting a start against a bad Detroit defense is a solid play here at 4-2. With no Donovan Mitchell, he will be getting the start. Very, very solid option here at 4-2. So I really like him. I have him projected almost 26. All right? Next value I like that sticks out to me is Jalen Suggs. Now, Cole Anthony's not out or anything like that. This is just solely on the fact that the dude's price is a little too low in a matchup against a Lakers squad that struggles versus guards. All right, this should be a very, very good game right here. Defensively, the Lakers have not been it so far this year. So, solid spot for Jalen Suggs here. Solely on price and opportunity wise. He's getting a good amount of minutes. He's going to get 30 plus minutes. And at 4-8 with his production, I feel pretty safe about him hitting value here. All right, the last 4 games since he's been back playing, he was out for a little bit. Since he's been back, he has played 22, 24, 21, and then boom, in this last game, he was back in the starting lineup January 19th for 34 minutes, and he dropped 35. I'm expecting him to stay in the starting lineup. His price only jumped $100 from him getting the start last game against Philly. Expect him to start again versus the Lakers here in a very good matchup against this Lakers squad. All right, so Jalen Suggs, where we don't have a ton of value, is a value that I feel pretty good about. Next up, we have Jordan Clarkson and John Concher. All right, I'll talk about both of these guys. Jordan Clarkson and John Concher. Now, there's multiple reasons why Clarkson, let's start with Clarkson. Multiple reasons why Clarkson sticks out to me here. Now, obviously, Donovan Mitchell out, Jordan Clarkson is always going to be a guy you want to consider. He's a guy that could put up a ton of fantasy points in a hurry. He's a guy that can really, really go off. And most of the time with Donovan Mitchell off, his usage is crazy high. All right, it is really, really solid high. Now, another good point here for Jordan Clarkson is there's a high probability of a blowout situation here. which we might see Jordan Clarkson playing a little more heavier minutes here if that does happen. Jordan Clarkson is a big role player for this team, so it is possible, obviously, if it does begin to be a huge blowout, that they take it easy with Clarkson too, and we only see that 25 to 28 range of minutes. But I'm going to expect if he plays 38 minutes here at 5'8", I just feel pretty safe for him around that 30 mark. And at 5'8", I mean, if you round him up to 6K, I feel pretty good about at least 5X. And with Donovan Mitchell out, he's got big upside. All right. So even with Donovan Mitchell playing and stuff on December 27th against the Spurs, he dropped 42. So he's got those days where he goes off. He's fairly consistent. He has those days where his shooting's off. Obviously, all players do. But at the end of the day, this is a solid spot for Clarkson and what should be a very good matchup for him off the bench for Utah. Next up, John Concher. Now, by the way, when it comes to my Utah plays, because I like Gobert again, I love Ingles again, I like Conley again, I like these Utah guys again. When it comes to my Utah plays, Clarkson's one of my bottom end of the spectrum options. Okay, just because, uh, he's not starting, number one. Predominantly, you want guys who are starting. Like if Donovan Mitchell was out and Clarkson was going to be in the starting lineup, he'd be an absolute lock, not even thinking about it. The fact he's off the bench is a little bit of a question mark, but like I said, the opportunity is still there for Clarkson. So, but I want to make it known that if I'm going to change anybody from this high five so far, it's probably going to be Clarkson to somebody else. If a more solid value option opens up, probably take a more value option there in that spot and spend up somewhere else. All right. Anyways, John Concher. He is expected to start once again with Bane out. I'm expecting Contra to get the start once again. And this dude is just a solid fucking basketball player, man. Plain and simple, this dude's solid, man. I'm expecting to get the start again. 30 plus minutes. Not the greatest matchup against Denver, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's solid. Amir Coffey dropped over 43 against them here. So, I mean, come on. So, John Concher's in a spot where he could do really well here. All right. He's only 4-3. His price hasn't really risen enough to take him out of consideration when he is starting for this Memphis squad with Bane out. Expect another 30 plus minutes out of Concher, and at 4-3, it's just too cheap. That is the best value options. Now, I do have guys like PJ Tucker. I do have guys like Aaron Wiggins. These guys are in the 3K range that I like I think they're decent value options on this slate, but I do like the guys I have in here more when it comes to like the core I'm working with here. All right, now my spend up option. I really feel good about this dude today, man. John Morant's my number one guy here when it comes to spend ups. Now, John Morant gets the privilege of going against a Denver squad that is bottom 5 in the league versus point guards and fantasy points given up. All right, Denver's been struggling against point guards. Like I said, they're one of the fifth worst. They are the fifth worst at fantasy points allowed to point guards. John Morant has been on a mission. All right, now you got Bane off the floor. It's a great spot for Morant once again, man, and I'm really excited for his potential here in this one. Morant once again in this matchup in what should be a really close competitive game here against Denver. In the two games against Denver so far this year, you got 47 and then 39. Two decent outputs, but we want more than that, and I'm expecting more out of that here. Reggie Jackson just dropped almost 52. You heard that right. Reggie Jackson almost dropped 52, man. John Morant is in a fantastic spot. Extremely excited to see his potential here, and he is a guy that I am interested in, especially if I'm going to be able to get him at like lowest ownership with the guys out from Memphis that are out. Expect heavy minutes out of John Morant, man. He played 39 minutes in what was a decent game against Milwaukee this last game where he got dropped 67 DraftKings points. This is a playoff caliber type of matchup here with Memphis and Denver. Expect John Morant to really show up in a matchup like this, and that's really the matchups you really see. Like when you see Ja go against up-tier teams, he really shows out. You know what I mean? He dropped 50 against Golden State January 11th. When he faces top-tier teams, he shows up. So against Denver, I'm expecting a big one out of John Morant here. Really like Ja at 9-3. And that's it. We got Jalen Suggs, Joe Ingles, Concher, Jordan Clarkson, and John Morant. Now, like I said, Jordan Clarkson is my little bit of a question mark. I'm still working through my mind what I want to go with at that last spot. I'm completely fine with doing this. You know what I mean? Going from Jordan Clarkson to Mike Conley, the starter. Like I said, preferably I like to go starters majority of the time. I think Clarkson is sneaky. He could have huge upside. That's probably more of a GPP option. So for my safer people, and you guys know I promote single entry double ups. If you want to consistently cash in DFS, if you want to consistently, if your goal of DFS is to consistently make money, it's single entry double ups. And if you do play GPP, it's single entry GPP. All right. Now, if you're coming into DFS with disposable income and you're fine with losing it and taking risks for that $1 million or that 100,000 or going for that top spot, then so be it. At that point, yes, fade a Mike Conley for a Jordan Clarkson. But in cash games, what I prefer you play, if your goal is to make money in DFS, if you're just in it to have fun and bullshit, then that's cool. Do whatever you want. The options are endless. You could play anybody you fucking want. You don't have to ask anybody if you should play a guy, because anybody who tells you no, you shouldn't play a guy in GPP is just bullshitting you. Anybody's on the table for GPP. All right, anybody. But Mike Conley is the safer bet here, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch Clarkson to Conley here in the final high five before I end this, just because he is the starter and he is the more safe cash game play for this high five. So Jalen Suggs, Joe Ingles, Concher, Mike Conley, and John Morant is the core for today's slate. Thank you guys for joining me as always. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad, man. Let's get it. 100% match up to $100 for your first time deposit on PrizePicks.com. Code GREENLIGHT. All right, let's get it.